Hi all, I'm Trisha Peach, host of the Peach Buzz, and this is an exciting day for me. Many of you know I got my doctorate back in May. I got to walk the line, and I spent 2 or 3 years of my life researching and writing my thesis. So I spent some time getting it ready to be published, and it came in the mail today. Here it is, and this is it still doesn't feel real. Dr. Trisha Peach, Burnout, Timeout, and Fallout, a study of why pastors leave ministry and what might make them stay. I am so excited just holding this in my hands. Didn't feel real. I was really excited to show my kids. My children were excited to look at it, and they're like, "Mom, wow, look at that." The surprise for me is it's been selling better than I ever expected. It's outselling my other books right now, which I am pleasantly surprised. And I'm happy to say that I will be offering it in Kindle form soon. Kindle form takes me longer to format than the print copy, so I apologize that the Kindle is not available yet. Here's the print copy link. But I will get the Kindle up and running very shortly. My goal is by Monday of next week to have the Kindle version available. I got word that someone's translating it into French for the European market. That would be fantastic. I'm very excited. I need to warn you though, this is completely different from anything I've ever written. So those of you that are familiar with my other books, Your Children's Ministry from Scratch, Your Children's Ministry Beyond Basics, and Why We Quit. Those books, I have a style of writing where it's very fun and upbeat, and I like lots of pictures. I try to keep it fun and lighthearted. This is completely opposite. This is going to be very technical, extremely technical, but it's a doctoral thesis. So I just wanted to warn you before you go ordering one on Amazon. Be careful, it's very, very technical. However, what you can find inside is the key risk factors I found doing research on what would make a pastor leave ministry forever and what might make a pastor stay. It's heavy, but I hope you truly love it, and I'm going to just give you the overview so you know what you're getting. It's here in the abstract. It says there's a lack of understanding of what factors are contributing to pastoral attrition. Yeah, we did not know all the reasons why pastors are leaving. In response to this problem, the researcher investigated the ministry and training of Moses and Paul. So I have a chapter all about the ministry training of Moses and Paul. The researcher studied relevant literature on pastoral attrition and then conducted quantitative and qualitative research to identify key factors that contribute to pastoral attrition. The researcher focused on the attrition rate of graduates of NCU's pastoral degree program in the years 1998 through 2008. That's my alma mater, and I graduated from there in 2000, so this was relevant to me. The researcher interviewed, when I say the researcher, I'm referring to myself because you have to do that in a doctoral thesis. I apologize. I interviewed 3 NCU professors who were training pastors during that time period. That was one of the best parts of this whole thesis, was interviewing the professors. Oh my goodness, I learned so much. It was fantastic. The researcher interviewed 3 of their former NCU classmates. That was eye-opening. And 3 experts in pastoral emotional health and restoration. If you miss everything else in this book, the interviews are the most eye-opening and most poignant of the entire book. Lastly, I brought together the findings from the literature, data, and interviews to make recommendations to address the problem of pastoral dropout. The researcher, which is me, discovered that the rate of pastoral attrition across the United States is high. I think you already knew that. With 4 out of 5 pastors leaving ministry within the first 5 years. The researchers studied data from the Assemblies of God National Office. I want to thank them for being so helpful. They were fantastic. And determined that their attrition rate is much lower than the national average, which is good news. However, the Assemblies of God rate of attrition has been steadily increasing since 2016. 1/3 of AG pastors reported that they would ask for help from their district officials in a crisis. That's not so good. and fewer women ministers felt comfortable asking their district for help in a crisis. And when I say fewer, 0 in my research. 0 women said they would go to their district for help, which is sad, and I would like to see that change. I would like to see some, hopefully this could inspire some change. The key risk factors for pastoral attrition were identified as loneliness, isolation, a poor marriage, moral failure, unresolved conflicts, low maturity and emotional health, unrealistic expectations, I've talked about that before, and the use of negative coping mechanisms. Maybe you'd be surprised, maybe you wouldn't, but I talk about the rates in here of pastors that have secret addictions to all kinds of things. It was kind of scary to me how many haven't been found out that are dealing with these secret addictions. The researcher recommended more proactive district interventions, including implementing a conflict management system and a cohort model for their pastors. I highlight how successful the Washington district has been and what they have tried and how great that's gone. I also recommended that Bible colleges add emotional health and conflict management and business training to their pastoral training programs. And I wanted to share with you quickly one last thing, my dedication. My kids were really touched by this. I love, this was my dedication. I would like to thank my husband Scott for his patience and support. I sat up writing late at night almost every night for a couple of years. You were a source of encouragement during long hours of research and writing. Your computer skills were greatly appreciated time and again. I had so many times that I was stuck. I couldn't get the template to work how I wanted, or I couldn't get a certain graph to go where I wanted, and I was breaking down to the point of tears at this point on the 14th try, and he would have to step in. My husband's an IT worker, so he's amazing. He was able to fix it for me, but I was on the verge of a thesis breakdown. Thank you to my children, Logan and Eliana Peach, for supporting this project through prayer and the sacrifice of time. And it meant so much to me. It meant the world to me that my kids wanted a copy of this and that they wanted to see me walk the line last May. That was one of the best memories of my whole life. Thank you to my parents, Pastors Mark and Bonnie Stevens. Thank you for being a listening ear and a sounding board. Growing up in your home gave me an understanding and passion for what ministers go through in order to fulfill their callings. Thank you for raising me in a pastor's home. I think that's the only reason I was able to stay in ministry, is I had a little bit more realistic expectations. I love you guys. Thank you to my church, Living Waters Assemblies of God in New London, Wisconsin, for your support and for creating space for this project to develop. My church was so helpful. I think my pastor bent over backwards trying to help me with this. Thank you to Dr. Tatum for your encouragement and valuable insight. I feel incredibly blessed to have had you as my faculty advisor. He was absolutely fantastic. Thank you to the General Council of the Assemblies of God for access to all data. They honestly made it a lot easier for me. I was shocked at how much of this they already had. They had all their stats for the last 80 years on pastoral attrition, divorces, dismissals, and Bible college enrollment. Thank you to all the pastors, experts, and professors who gave of their time and expertise to be interviewed for this research. Yay! I'm so excited! I hope this helps. I hope this helps you. I hope this helps other pastors. I hope this helps districts. I hope this may even help other denominations in our efforts to better take care of our pastors and their families and keep them in ministry for the long haul. This is a labor of love over many years of work. Again, here's the link for the print copy. The Kindle one should be available soon, and I'll make sure I let you guys know. Thank you so much to everybody who helped me with this. Some of you answered surveys. Some of you just let me cry on your shoulder when I was so frustrated. I'm ready to, usually at the technical part of it. Usually at that. Thank you to everybody that was a sounding board and a listening ear and prayed for me. I really appreciate it. And again, there's where you can get your copy. And let me know what you think. Please, please. I read every comment to know what you think. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for what you do for Jesus and his kids. And I'll see you next week on the Peach Buzz. Bye-bye.